And it says going live, going live. What up, guys? Check the channel. This is my second channel. I'm trying to monetize my second channel. I'd be grateful if I got some help. But only if you want to watch content that's around. It's not just gonna be black stuff, I promise. It's gonna be like we doing reactions, we're doing dating video reactions. These probably were the most fun for us. Recently we switched over to some hip hop commentary, but subscribe to this channel here. I left it in the description. And on top of that, my new debate arc is going on. As you guys see me uploading, I got a new video coming out at like around 5 o'clock today. Just doing debates online, but I would like to host my own debates. But I think I need 1,000 subscribers to do that, or followers on here. So if you guys can hit me a follow on there, I'd appreciate it. So James Ray Gregory, pretty much the standard. All right, so let's get into this, man. So you saw it, you saw the thumbnail. You know why you clicked on here. Kamala Airlines, bro. That's what I call it. It's the DEI apocalypse. It's this is just my theory, but let's get into it because this is the first thing that popped up this week that caught my attention. So let me find this article and see if I can look it up. Okay. Kendall Swanson identified as alleged pilot of the Delta flight that crashed upside down in Toronto. That's crazy work because, I mean, I want you guys to ask yourself this question, okay? How many, look. To me, this speaks on a certain topic because there was a plane crash that happened in Toronto. And y'all saw the, I mean, I don't, maybe I could play the image. Maybe maybe this video gets demonetized. So your support, any support you guys can bring our way would be very much appreciated. But luckily they didn't show the plane crash, but I think I might not want to show the plane crash online. What do you think, Aaron?
Man, I don't know. It's so, you know how the moderators are so tedious. Can't show this, can't do that. They're very, I don't know, man.
All right, so let's just read the article because I found the article. I'll just shoot it in here. Bam. Put it in black mode, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't get sunburned from the article itself. I'm just trying to read.
Yeah.
Let's read it. So, unconfirmed reports suggest that 26-year-old Kendall Michelle Swanson was the pilot of the Delta Endeavour plane that crashed upside down on Monday at the Toronto Pearson International Airport. While Endeavour Air has yet to officially disclose the names of the pilots, speculation on social media circulation that Swanson was at the controls during the incident. Swanson, who was recently certified as an airline transport pilot on January 9. Dang, only a month?
Damn.
Has a relatively brief career in aviation. Rumors circulate that just a year ago she was an instructor pilot for a small propeller aircraft and had only recently been licensed to co-pilot a small jet before the crash. So
interesting. That's how they're hiring people now?
Hourman David Hemanti. I'm wondering who that is. A year ago, she was an instructor pilot for a small. Okay, so this is just them re-quoting what happened. So, the captain, who had a questionable record himself, may have erred trusting her to land the plane. Yeah, but we don't know that for sure. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of women circulating and a lot of twisted metal recently up in the air. I guess that's all I'll say about it. The Federal Aviation Administration certificate database confirms the ATP certification, but notes that Swanson does not meet the required aeronautical experience to serve as a pilot in command. Well, it didn't say she was a pilot in command, so I don't even know. Is this article running cover for this woman?
It seems like it.
Who is this? The damn. I gotta unblack it.
The
the Express Tribune. So I don't know is this article running cover for her? Because it never said that she was a pilot. Oh, maybe they're saying this guy's theory might not be true because she doesn't have the aeronautical experience. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Was she in the cockpit?
we don't know. So the CB J900 regional jet was landing in Toronto amid challenging weather conditions, including gusting crosswinds and blowing snow. According to the Delta CEO Ed Bastian, the pilots of the flight were experienced and familiar with the winter conditions. However, the plane's failure to execute the standard flare maneuver during this descent has raised questions among experts about potential issues in the pilot's actions. But remember, guys, when it comes to using logic, from what I learned back in college, is whenever you're hearing reports from people who are directly involved in the crash, or at least indirectly, and they have a vested interest, this is what we call conflict of interest. So why would Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian, knowing that he probably has shareholders that would sue him if the stock market crashes and it's his fault, why would you expect the CEO of Delta to give you the actual truth? Not saying that he can't, but you can induce that at least he's going to try and protect his interests and butter up whatever statement he makes on a public forum, right?
Right.
So in philosophy classes, we were taught to suspend judgment, meaning you see what he says, but you only look at it. You don't confirm or deny or reject or accept his claim. Because, I mean, it's the friggin' CEO. If he says, yeah, man, yeah, I heard the flight audio, and Kendall Swanson was listening to Popsicle. She was listening to that on the radio, and then all of a sudden, oof, like if he tells you the play-by-play, it's gonna look ugly of what happened. He's not gonna do that. He has to protect his company.
Right.
So you expect him to at least give you the most euphemistic response. All right, so wait a minute. Wait. The plane that crashed in Toronto was a Delta flight operated by Endeavour Air, a small airline obsessed with female unmanned flights. Yeah, that's this on. We'll just
going in for a landing.
So they got some stupid music playing. They got they got the vaccinated people.
Damn.
They want to make sure that they got the women in the airline.
They got the female kamikaze attack airline.
The female kamikaze attack airline.
Loaded up, bro. Ready to.
Bro, for reals, man. Come on, dude. Like, first off, let me just point something out. This not only is this stupid, it's not even realistic. How much resources is it going to take for you, an airline company, to amass all of these most like enriched, successful female pilots and get them into one conventional center? You mean to tell me all of them are successful and you had the cream of the crop? Because it doesn't even make sense. I know there ain't a lot of female pilots. Let's look it up real quick. Let me
know
look
what it is? She got so used to riding that small little commercial plane. She thought she could make that big jet commercial plane do a loop. Like she was like, I think we could do a loop in this plane. You want to try it? I guess.
No, it's because I already know what happened. See what happened? This is what happened. See, she had her hair curler on the like in the cockpit, like just sitting there, right? And the dude was like, "What are you doing? Why are you?" The hair curler fell on the main pilot's lap, and she was like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do?" So she just panicked.
Her elbow hit the damn thrust and made the plane go into stall mode.
All right, maybe we shouldn't be joking about people like this because all right, well, look, they didn't lose their lives.
Casualties?
They didn't lose their lives, but I'm gonna find you guys something. So, Aaron, I want you to read this for me real quick.
Man, I can't read. I got a third grade reading level.
Let me just. I need you to read this real quick, boy. Because this is gonna prove what I'm saying. All right, so we got it here. Oh, that means I gotta freaking roll the damn thing, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Just follow along.
Because I'm trying to find something for you guys.
Kate Newton wants to inspire other women.
You're supposed to read. You're supposed to read.
Oh, you didn't tell me to read yet. You said hold on.
I'll read.
Oh, only about 9% of pilots. Well, Nick
Sorry.
still, only about 9% of only about 9% of pilots worldwide are currently women. A number of females deciding to take on the role has been steadily growing each year, but still remains at less than 10%, around 72,428 women. Among the piloting females alumni is Kate Newton from Bristol, who works from EasyJet. The 35-year-old is part of growing networks encouraging other women to enter the industry. I would say the same to everybody, regardless of gender. If you have if you have a real passion for aviation, then the avenues are all there for you to be able to achieve your goals of becoming a pilot. Um, from Miss Newton, it was an easy career decision due to her family's strong aviation links. My dad is also in EasyJet captain, and I have been privileged enough to be able to fly with him a few times, which was honestly fantastic. He said, my grandfather was in the RAF, and my great grandfather flew in the World War One and World War Two. First
Well,
officers are paid.
we can just cut it there. But you basically seen it. You heard it right there. The number of
Mhm.
females is still less than 10%. So let me get this straight. You guys got this stupid freaking video. Likely going on is a lot of these women are not pilots. A lot of these women might be co-pilots.
Right. I was about
Some
to
of
say
these
that
women
was-
are just newly hired. But how did they get there? It's because we have a new vaginal grant. So long as you have a
Damn.
vaginal, you can get a freaking fast lane to hiring and employment. Even though you might not have even made it past midterms or whatever to become certified.
That's crazy.
So this is my speculation. I'll admit, this is my speculation. So maybe we'll call this like daily speculation or something, because I just find it very hard to believe that all these women in this airline, in this convention, are qualified fighters.
But what if this is just naturally what women don't want to do?
Well,
they
that's
don't
the
want to fly a
thing.
freaking airplane.
If you
Like,
make it
why-
worth their while financially wise, of course they're going to consider it. But do you want somebody who's flying in the air because who would you rather have somebody in the air who's doing it because they're passionate about it, or doing it because they were financially enticed to do so?
Passionate about
Right. Who would you want to operate on you? Someone who was financially enticed to do it, or somebody who has a passion for the surgery and stuff?
Exactly.
So I've been on TikTok, and the women on TikTok say, "Well, I want somebody who can get the job done." Nigga, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you that.
They always got to deviate away from the question.
Yeah. So,
Answering.
anyways, some users on several platforms have speculated whether Samsung's hiring was influenced by DEI initiatives. It's likely the case. We don't know that for sure. Though this remains unconfirmed, as the investigation continues, the focus remains on the technical features of the crash, and the actions of the pilots involved. People are truly missing the greatness here. Kendall Swanson is the first woman to land a plane upside down. Someone
Ladies and gentlemen, we have.
She's gonna get an
made it
award.
to the-
She's gonna be on Miss Magazine, bro. They're gonna put her on Miss Magazine. The lady,
Hey, at the end
the
of the-
harrowing lady who flipped the plane down. She did some Denzel-ish. That's what's gonna be called. Denzel did some Denzel-ish. Cause remember that movie with Denzel when he flipped the plane?
Yeah.
Upside down?
What was that movie called, bro? What was that movie called?
Movie
Damn.
with Denzel as pilot.
Flight. It was called Flight.
It was
yeah.
called Flight. He was like an alcoholic. He was an alkie.
Man, this is crazy, man.
It's
Thank
crazy
you.
how.
Hey, when she landed, she was like, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have landed roughly, but everyone is safe and alive, correct?"
Yeah.
We can now exit. You can now exit to your right, to your left, because it's actually to your right, but because of the plane, it's upside down. Make sure that you grab all your luggage and proceed to the front.
Well, actually, the back. Oh, wait, it is the front because it's upside down. Never mind. My bad, y'all.
Dude,
Have you guys noticed?
So I just thought that was a very unfortunate event, and yeah, like, why do I think this is important? Why is this important? The reason why it's important is because of stuff like this, right? Wasn't the last helicopter crash? Helicopter crash
might not want to show it
into plane. What we know about the American Airlines plane? This is a female pilot, guys. It was.
Dang.
The airplane pilot was not a female, but man, I ain't playing no damn ad blockers on me. Never disrespect me.
I get it now. They got some of these women from
Look,
Iraq.
let me just look it up. Who was the February fight? When was the crash? January 29. Who
Where are they?
was the pilot for the Jan 29 helicopter crash? Wait.
Eves and Lobach.
Wait a minute.
Captain Rebecca M. Lobach. Or Lobick. Is that Lobick?
Yeah, so a male and a female. Once again,
Uh-oh.
look, this is what I propose. I'm asking you guys one question. Two questions. How many I say it once again, how many female pilots are gonna have to flip planes upside down and crash them into the ground and hit random other airplanes that they're not supposed to be in the way of? How many times is that gonna happen before you're gonna want to know the next question I'm about to ask you? How many of that has to happen before you start to ask, like, okay, start to get suspicious? But then on top of that, wouldn't you want to know the gender? No, hold on. I'm sorry. The sex. The pilots that you're flying when you get that itinerary. Wouldn't you want to know their sex and their experience? Wouldn't you want to know that?
you know how much flights are gonna go down?
Yeah, how many flights are gonna be canceled?
They're gonna be canceled. Like,
no. Yeah. We should.
Like Captain Rebecca's flying. Isn't that the lady that crashed into that helicopter?
Isn't that the lady that's basically Sweet Tooth in the air off a Twisted Metal? Nah, we don't want her, bro. We don't want her in the air. I'd rather fly on Soul Plane than fly with a woman. I'm sorry, for a woman pilot.
You said with a plane full of niggas.
Cause, what do you think?
Yeah,
Aaron?
I mean, honestly, look, if she has years of experience,
no, I'm straight.
then I wouldn't mind it.
No, I would.
You know what I mean? Me personally, if she can do the job, do it, right?
Nah,
but not because freaking she got her job from the she got it because of freaking DEI. Yeah.
But how would you be able to tell? They wouldn't let you know that. She's a DEI hire. If they let you know they're a DEI hire, off rip, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, off rip, I wouldn't do it.
Because heck, if I find a pilot and he has a septum piercing, I'm not even gonna take that flight. I'm asked for store credit. I'm gonna stay
they
where
should.
I'm at.
Hey, they should let us know who our captains are. That should be information on the ticket.
Yeah, right? Because here's the thing. What preventative
flight records should be posted. It should be.
What measurements and response are these airline companies going to take in order to reassure customers, right? Because someone I know who just took a flight, they had booked a round trip just recently, but after that plane crash, where Rebecca ran into something, someone I know, they literally canceled their flight back to where they were going, and they took the train.
Damn.
Because not only did that plane crash happen, but there was another plane crash. And it was different than this one, right? There's been like at least 7 plane crashes since January or December.
No,
But in the
no.
span of like 2 weeks, there was 2 plane crashes, and the person I know literally took the train. They decided to take a 3-day trip instead of a 5-hour trip.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. And I thought that the reason why these planes are falling because of a conspiracy theory, you know, that they called that a movie called Leave the World Behind. But nah, it's the DEI.
Yeah, leave DEI to the world. And another thing about this is, look, man, I don't care if it's not nice to say. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. If you guys don't like what I'm saying, then leave. I don't care in the sense of, I personally don't want female pilots unless I know she got years under her belt. That's the only way, because y'all can be politically correct all y'all want, but y'all are willing to risk your life to be politically correct, right?
Yeah.
Because I can say the thing that's not it's not nice to say. I can say the quiet part out loud. I can point it to the elephant in the room, because if I don't, I might die. So I have more motivation to do it anyways.
What
Because
does DEI stand for?
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Nah, deadly expressed individuals.
Yeah, that's what it's starting to look like. So, we can get a little bit less serious now.
No, deadly excused individuals. Damn, that sounds even better. Got a little.
Yeah, deadly excused individuals for sure. So I got some more TikToks coming. See, look, I want to show you guys. Now we're gonna flip it here. You know what I mean? On a positive note, we're gonna flip it. You know what I'm saying? Because our sisters, we got a sister here who's talking, who's saying things that you can snap to.
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm.
That recently, since things have been going very, very bad for the Democratic Party, and all of this junk and all of the money laundering and everything else you can imagine that has been revealed, haven't y'all noticed that even outside of this, whenever this stuff starts happening, they start throwing black female politicians out in front of our face? Like, all of a sudden, I'm seeing an influx of black female politicians. And this message is for my people. You guys have to understand, this is a game. This is a game. They're using these racial tensions in order to get you to not see what's actually right in front of your face. So that when these black female politicians with their power and their voice and my head is bald and I'm strong, I'm a strong black woman, when you start seeing that, understand they're trying to take your attention away from the actual truth, what's actually going on. They want you to play into the race baiting. They want you to think that the Republican or Trump administration that is coming after the terrible things that have been going on for many, many years, that it has nothing to do with our money, but it has everything to do with race, because he's racist, remember?
Right.
So when you see him going after and exposing this BS that's been going on, and then you start seeing these black faces, they're trying to make you think that he's attacking them as black people. He's attacking the people, that have this front runner, the face of blackness. But here's something I want you to understand. There's this politician, I forgot her name is Omar. She's the one with the head wrap.
Ilhan Omar.
She looks like she might be from Africa, South Africa maybe.
Somali.
She likes Somalian.
Or Ethiopian or something like that.
She's from Somalia.
That woman came into office at her wealth was at like $65,000 a year. Do you know she's worth over $84 million now?
God.
And she was just recently voted out, thank goodness. But see, they have her
right.
in the front runner. I am here and I am strong and they can't stop me. It's an act. Don't fall for it. Stop thinking every single thing that Trump is doing is attacking black people.
Right.
That's just
Damn, was that her?
Getting us.
Yeah, that was her.
Damn.
She got allergies, man.
Let's look up Ilhan Omar's net worth. Let's see if that's true, because we gotta do some fact checking here, right?
If that is true, that's wild.
Lawyer school as of Elon Omar has met. Wait, Elon's net worth for. Wait. I'm getting two opposing things right here. Okay, when was she? Okay, when? Okay, when? Let me find it out. Elon Omar. When did get elected? Dang. Okay, she was born in 1992. 82. She assumed office in 2019. So I'm just going to put up some quick facts here. So she assumed office in 2019, but check this out. It's going to get Wait, can you see that, Aaron? Oh, you can't see it. She assumed office in January 3rd, 2019, okay? Now check this. Check this. Elon Omar with an estimated net worth of what?
It's $45,001.
All right, so let's look up even further now.
It's crazy because I just looked it up, and whoa, ballin'.
Make this black real quick, you know what I'm saying? Cause getting a sunburn. So is it true that she married her brother?
I guess.
Allegations that Elon Musk married her brother and to commit immigration fraud. In some Muslim communities, levirate marriage, when a woman marries her late brother's widow, is practiced, though it is not a universal Islamic. But that has nothing to do with it. So let's see. Real estate assets, stock market. Let's look it up. Did Elon Omar marry? Dang, they won't even let me type it, bro.
Confirm.
All right, so we're just getting allegations because, you know, Business Insider, Times of India claiming to confirm, so we don't know it for sure yet. I think we could just see it right off rip because it's too opposing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Aaron?
It's speculative, but that's wild. I wonder where she's getting all that good money at.
I mean, it showed it. It was like gifts, lobbying, and speaking
Sponsors.
arrangements and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
I think it's once you become a politician, you're basically getting feminist. I'm gonna have my own little freaking. I'm gonna have like the little transition later on. Anyways, do you want to read or you want me to read?
Sure, I'll read it.
So this is an article
Stop
by
judging
Monica
women
Sello.
with high body counts.
Yeah, you can tell. You can
Stop judging women with high body count.
You can tell the person who's saying that has a latte in their left hand and their phone, like they're currently scrolling. That's the person who said it. So, go ahead.
Double decaf. The extremely unfair double standard of shaming women for having many sexual partners is unfortunately still prevalent in society.
Pause. So, I've battled people on TikTok, and the videos you guys see is just a piece of it. These guys say it doesn't exist. So I'll ask people, do you think people care about body count? And they'll be like, no. And you can tell that when they say it, they're saying it like this. They're folding their hands and they're saying, no. No, they don't care. All right, go ahead.
Now, are we finished or are we done? It's acceptable and encouraged for men to have as many sexual partners as they want. Whilst, whilst, is that whilst?
Whilst or whilst is still either works.
Whilst women are ashamed, whilst women are shamed for it. It's 2024 for fuck's sake, not 1954. I'm
Oops.
sick of men moaning about how unattractive women with high body counts are and how they aren't relationship material. For these who aren't familiar with the term, body count refers to the number of sexual partners a person has had. What even counts as high body count? What even counts as high body count? 2 partners, 10 partners, 20 partners, 50, 800. Can a body count ever be too high? Yes, but for both sexes, it also depends on frequency and when they started being sexually active. Let's say somebody has a body count of 50. That is way too damn high. But they've been sexually active for 20 years. That's the average of 2.5 partners. I don't even get 2.5 partners a year. And I look good. Shit. A year, which is in theory isn't a lot. In theory, that is a lot.
Well, here's the thing. Think about it. Let's just say let's just say a person's 18 and they sleep with 2.5 people a year. So by the time you meet them and they're 25, that's 7 years. They have 14 partners. Ugh.
That's disgusting.
Look, I wish I could explain what men think about it, because it's not like it's a lot of things going on. It's psychological, it's subconscious, it's visceral, meaning bodily. It's almost
It's
it's
very
like a
biased.
transcendent it's like a transcendent repulsion. And so let's think about it from the psychological level. You never know who she slept with. You might meet him. You might brush past his shoulder when you're at Target. Hey, Becky. Hi, how's it going, Jerry? Yeah. She gives him a hug, and this nigga lifts her legs up, and you're like, yes, who's Jerry? Oh, we just. She's not gonna tell you what was going on, right? But you secretly know, and you're like, oh man, like.
It's like, you do this to every guy you see?
Or even if it's not like that, it could also be like, oh, Jerry. She runs into Jerry, but she's acting kind of weird, like standoffish, and you're like, oh, so that's what happened. Jerry hit, huh?
Man.
And you got, does it become a question? Because you're entitled to know that. I'm entitled. Nigga, I need to know. Look. For women who want to hide their past, red flag. Yes or no, Aaron?
Yes.
If they're not completely transparent about what happened in their past, they're ashamed of it.
Right.
And that level of shame, you might have that shame, but I don't know what happened. Did you go through a whole meat market in one day?
Right.
Was there any choo-choos involved? I'll try and speak a little bit, less graphic. What was the nature of your experiences in the past? If you don't want to let me know about that, because I don't want to run into like 5 people who done had their way with you, and then all of a sudden, I'm looking like a fool, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, like dang, like you remember Janice, man? She had that gawk hawk, and he's with her.
Right. So how much bodily fluids have you exchanged with other men? I think it's reasonable for a man to want to know that, because there's a disgust factor. And if women want to know that, they're completely. But here's the thing: at the moment, what it seems to me is she's trying to shame men, or she's trying to complain about men in this article, but she's not actually addressing the body count issue, because she's saying, why is it that men can do it, but how about none of us should do it? She doesn't want to make that case. She wants to just say, well, if men should do it, then women should be able to do it too.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. I'll read next.
Here's also another thing I want to say. It's crazy how women can complain about the value system when it comes to men, but when it comes to us, we can't complain. So if we're not making $100,000 and I'm like, I'm only making $48,000, but no woman wants me. Well, get a better job, work harder, go get a career. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? If the shoe's on the other foot, they're like, dude, you're just complaining. Get over it.
The fact that women are complaining and men are not complaining lets you know that
We internalize things definitely.
right, we
differently.
internalize things differently. Therefore, that it proves the double standard because we're not the same.
Right.
We're not
We're not, 'cause-
interchangeable. So
Right. Because a man would be like, all right, if that's how we're gonna play, let's just play by those rules.
exactly, we agree to
But
the rules
women
of the
are
game.
like, no. It's like playing basketball with a girl like
That's not
that doesn't have any. Yeah, like
You
that
have to go
has no
easy on them.
experience in basketball. Like, bro, can you at least let me shoot the
You know
ball?
what, Aaron? You know
Like
what,
that's
Aaron?
not fun if I can't freaking.
You know what? Hold on. Stop that right there, bro. That's a really good point. You're basically saying it's almost intuitive for women to expect men to treat them
Literally.
with partiality.
Be nice. I remember when I would play basketball with girls, I would pack the shit out of them, and I would laugh at it too.
Language.
Oh, excuse me. I'd pack them, and I would laugh at it, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, you're so mean." I'm like, "No, you gotta work hard for what it is that you want."
Hold on. Here's what I'll say. Because I brought this up, so I might as well finish it. You know when you're playing with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the group level, that makes sense, but on an individual level, it probably doesn't. Or on an individual level, it makes sense, but on a group level, it doesn't. And here's what I'll explain. The individual, you can have grace for if you want to. But, okay, here's what I was going to explain. There is an expectation for women and men, when you're playing with them, for you to kind of go easy on them, especially if you're the one who's experienced, right? Otherwise, you're just kind of being, you're not making it fun for the other person. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when a person
Literally.
engages with women in the context of play, the women kind of expect you to be a little bit, to nerf yourself or to give yourself a handicap.
Literally.
Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because they inherently know that they're different than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it applies here because it's not the same context in the sense that you're dealing with men's ambitions, men's livelihood, men's investment. There's a lot more that goes into context with this.
Right.
So women can't pout and scream and say, I want things to change, and they can't kick and scream and stomp their heels and get mad at this. It's not going to work because there's a lot more at stake if a man loses in this context. If a man loses when it comes to a game to being played, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's his ego for a second. But if a man loses when he's dealing with a woman who has a high body count, that's a lot. She could be a hoe. She could come back to being a hoe. Her past hoe life embarrasses him in the future. There's a lot more that goes into that. So,
and that's what men should always think about. Like, never be so carefree. But oh, she's changed her life. She's a devoted Christian now. No, even if she's done that, like, she's made her mark, bro.
This isn't to shame the men who do make that decision, but I personally wouldn't do it. And I would say the exception of those men who do it, they can be the exception. But generally, you should not do it.
You should.
I was just trying to point out the woman's intuitive nature to want men to kind of literally not play fair, handicap themselves so the game is lopsided, so that the woman has an advantage. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman's intuitive nature. Now, compulsively sleeping with other people for validation, low self-esteem, and putting yourself at risk is an issue. Sleeping with 100 or more partners for both sexes is extreme. There's the issue of safety, especially for women, especially if she's sleeping with random men that she's just met. They could be psychos and murderers. Also, there's a risk of catching STDs for both sexes. Sleeping with so many partners for both sexes can lead to issues in a relationship and dissatisfaction with sex. Sex can easily become mechanical and meaningless if you've had that many sexual partners. Still, if people have 100 or more sexual partners, it doesn't make them a bad or immoral person that isn't worthy of a relationship or love. Well, you got to think about this. You have to think about it. That's your moral claim that you're making. It doesn't make them a bad or immoral person. Well, let me ask you a question. If a person is constantly stealing out of grandma's purse and they've done it over 100 times, how much theft will you what threshold do they need to break for you to say, okay, this person's a thief,
Right.
or this
Right.
person we can't be trusted, or this
Right.
person, will we call them a bad person collectively? Yes. Are they spiritually bad? I mean, we can't really make that determination. We can have
And
our
this goes back to I'm sorry.
no,
This
go
goes
ahead.
back to the DEI, and the DEI also gives people who are like murderers, I said people who've unalived people, people who've taken advantage of people forcefully, and people who've committed unlawful crimes that are tragic that traumatize other families back into the workforce. Like that's what the DEI does, you know.
Well,
So
Efox said man can channel the generative principle of horniness towards purpose, while women follow what men do. Well, yeah, women follow what man does. Yeah, women generally aren't leaders in much anything at all. They usually follow each other without. I mean, with all due respect, that's what I've seemed to see. But yeah, I hear you, Mr. or E Fox. Let's keep going. The women with a high body count aren't dirty. So these are, here's the thing.
that's a woman saying that.
Yeah, I think a lot
Ask a
of the
man that.
times you can declare whatever you want, but it's just you asserting things, and it comes off
Right.
as pouting. Women with a high body count aren't dirty, ruined, or unsuitable for a long-term relationship. Also, for many people, promiscuity can be a phase. So you just asserted these. There's no argument that backs up what you're saying,
Right.
and then you just changed the subject. Also, promiscuity can be a phase.
Promiscuity can be a phase.
It can be past or positive and be part of self-discovery, right? So I don't want any woman to
Why
go
divorce
through.
rates are going.
I don't want any
getting
woman to go
higher.
through the bratwurst, the kosher Frank, the beef Frank, the foot long dog, the Costco $1.50 hot dog that you can get with a bag of chips and a Coke.
Process.
I don't want a woman's discovery to have to do anything with her throat or her vaginal cavity. I'd rather her just use her brain, her heart, her morals, and go walk through life that way. I don't think there's anything admirable about hoes finding E=mc² after like 5 orgasms. Wow.
Right.
The flower of life. I've finally realized it as I was busting a nut with somebody I just met 13 minutes ago. It's like,
At the bar.
right, like
You're
that's
both
so
drunk.
stupid and outrageous. It's absurd. Or it can be negative and a way to cope with trauma or low self-esteem, just like drinking or doing drugs. It's
All this is a cry for
This
let
is a
me
woman
just
kicking and
be
screaming.
unaccountable. Let me just be unaccountable, and I don't have to abide by your rules because the way you look at me.
Most people who have a
This is-
high body count do not want to cannot. Most people have a body count. Most people who have a high body count do want to settle down with one person, but they should. But why should we remain chaste whilst we're waiting for the right partner? Well, I think the problem is women act disingenuous and they act like they don't know why a man would want a woman to not have 50 bodies in tow. Because you're answering your own question. If
Right.
it could be to cope with trauma, if it could be, it could lead to issues and dissatisfaction with sex. If it could lead to the risk of STDs, if it could lead to extreme behavior, right? If it could lead to
That's
low
crazy.
self-esteem and people and the chase for validation,
Validation.
you're
Right.
answering your own question, but you don't even know it because you can't
Right.
think outside of your own bias. Your own
Right.
feminist I must sit on all the meat possible. I must make sure that I'm basted and buttered and searing on a damn skillet.
There's not enough meat here in the store for me. Where's the meat manager?
Where's the meat? Where's the meat manager? I need a man that treats me like a hoe, but also a princess and knows I'm a queen, but'll just slap me around and like, you know how Superman did Zod in Man of Steel? I need him to do that to me in bed, but then I need him to respect me. And I want to also do that with other men, and I want to come back later once I'm bored of him. It's like, bro, this is what you
After my
sound like.
mouth is cleaned.
All right, what's
In this
But
day and
hold on.
age,
Would you agree that promiscuity is deviation from God, regardless of sex? Of course, I would agree. And the woman in this article was almost making the case that it's bad for both. But what she wants to do is she wants to excuse the behavior. I would agree that
Right.
it's bad for both sexes. Agreed.
right?
But
Agreed.
I do tend to think it's worse for women.
Yeah,
I do
because
tend to think it's worse for women.
women to men are valuable. I mean, women to men, the woman with the least bodies is has more value than the woman that doesn't.
And here's why I'll make the case. A woman who lies to a criminal might not be able to withstand his retaliation. But a man who lies to a criminal has a higher chance.
Right.
Just off of probability alone. He can actually defend himself from that assailant. So similarly, any type of wrongdoing that a woman does in response to a man
Puts her at risk.
is the stakes are a lot higher. So the type of person you have to be in order to be flippant and disregard that, you have to have such a lot lower a value of yourself. Because to me, a woman is not going to pin me down and be like, a woman's not going to pin me down and take advantage of me, right?
Unless she's really buff.
Right.
Even if that's the case, still not stronger than the average man.
Yeah, the average man. So the stakes are a lot higher for women, and the depths that they have to go to in order to stoop to a man's level in that pursuit of high bodies, the self-esteem is lower, the self-worth is lower, the risk you're taking is higher, the disregard for risk is just, all those things pile up. To me, it's a lot worse. No, well, I'm just making the case. So let's see.
You're
where was
at
I
in
at?
this day and age.
Oh, do they-
In this day and age, right here at the where it says
Okay,
most
in
people.
this day and age, it's much easier to have sex than get into a relationship. Many guys don't want a relationship. My mic or my mouse died. I gotta plug it in real quick. Plug it in.
Misogynists would agree that they don't. You
Okay,
want
there
me
it
to-
is. Most people, misogynists would argue that they don't want a relationship with a woman with a high body count. But
yeah, it's literally an A with a.
she's that upset she can't even finish her own thoughts.
Oh, but A. She's saying, but A. How can they possibly know? Yeah, and then it goes
But
and
A,
B.
how can they possibly know a woman's body count if she hasn't revealed it? And B, men not wanting relationships isn't anything to do with how sexually active a woman is. A woman can refuse to have sex with a guy who doesn't want a relationship. She could be a virgin for all he knows, but guess what? He still won't want to be in a relationship with her because sex is all he wants. I think this question, you're kind of not being, she's like, in a way she's moving the goalposts. Or I can't really explain it. Maybe that's not the right word. Let's break this down. Misogynists would argue that they don't want a relationship with a woman with a high body count. Well, you're assuming a man's a misogynist because he doesn't want that.
Right.
And you're kind of poisoning the well. So let's see. Let me look up poisoning the well real quick.
Another thing that she's assuming is that she's saying that all men want sex. That's only what all men want.
So, type of informal fallacy where adverse information about a target is preemptively presented to the audience with the intention of discrediting or ridiculing something that the target person is about to say. So the reason why I said that is the misogynist thing is kind of like what women always use. She's poisoning the well here because she's trying to preemptively ridicule somebody before she even presents her argument. So how can they possibly know a woman's body count if she hasn't revealed it? Well, here's the thing. You're making the mistake of thinking that just because a man doesn't know your exact body count, he still can't identify with certain behaviors that she's doing that will also be disgusting. Because body count is not just a one point thing. Body count actually it signals, and it's a litmus test for other behavior. A man who's not convinced of a woman, if a man is convinced a woman is a hoe, He has concluded that she's likely not girlfriend material or wife material. She's likely not somebody I can trust. She's likely not a loyal person. She's likely she might betray me. She might not be loyal to me. She'll be loyal to her friends. She might not be loyal to me. She'll be loyal to other men. So let's think about it. If a woman's not a hoe, but she's not loyal, she's more loyal to her friends. She seeks attention from other men. These are still disqualifiable traits.
Right.
So if a woman has 0 body count, but she has all the traits I just mentioned to you, she's still not worthy of a relationship to a lot of men.
Right.
Because the body count is like
it's like a precursor.
It's a
or
precursor. It's a litmus test in a way for a relationship.
Yeah. I think it's like the body count thing is more like a indefinite way to make a choice whether you want to be with a woman or not due to, who she's been sleeping with or.
But here's the problem. A lot of women do not want to understand the man's perspective. They only want to complain, pout, scream, and call people names.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand or agree with it. They refuse to understand the man's position. Not once have I seen any charitable.
And the reason why women are inherently like that is because women don't have to be the aggressor. Women don't have to put their hand out. Women don't have to necessarily help you. Women don't have to necessarily do anything. They can just stand there, put makeup on, look beautiful, and nothing is of necessarily a value to her because she doesn't have to work for anything. I think it's important that a woman should be able to think outside the box and be like, well, if I was a guy, or let me ask men what they think about it and their perspective. You know what I mean? And I would say that's being well-rounded. You know what I mean? Though you're not a man, you're understanding the male's perspective and what he values.
Because on the man's side, the man's reality, he has to put himself, or at least consider and seek to understand the woman's position, which is why he makes sure he's not too dominating, right? Because that can be seen as overpowering. He wants to make sure that he's not too physical with her because she's a weaker vessel. The man inherently understands and seeks to understand the woman because he has to attract the woman. He has to win the woman over. But the women like this, I'll at least say, women like this who don't necessarily care about understanding men, they're not going to be in good relationships because of that. They're only going to view things from their perspective. And here's case in point. It's a myth that men desire a woman who doesn't put out easily. From my experience, it doesn't make a jot of difference, right? So men don't want women who put out. Women want. Let me just repeat it. It's a myth that men desire a woman who doesn't put out easily. Think about this, Aaron. And your perspective.
It's a myth that men desire.
If you meet a girl and she gives up the yams after the first date, what are you going to think about her?
Me, I'm going to be like, damn. Like, that was too easy.
So would you think that she might have some similar experiences in her past where this is easier for her to do this?
Does she do this with every guy?
It's a completely intuitive thing to make an assumption on. Whether it's right is not the point because we're talking about men's subjective experiences. So, moreover, if a woman who puts out or who doesn't put out and she's like, you know what, I want to make sure this is right. Hell, I want to wait till marriage. Who is likely to have a less body count?
That woman that wants to wait till marriage.
Right. So wait a minute. If a woman is to convince me that she likely has a low body count because she wants me to wait till marriage,
she's more desirable right there.
Right. Because that means she might have less bodies, and if she has less bodies, that means there's less points in time in our life where I can be embarrassed by other men who've been inside her and who've been scratching her back.
Damn.
So it's like,
just imagine you go to a local bar or something and you see,
hey, in like five minutes, hey, Jesse, how you doing? Hey, you're like, oh,
this is my friend Jason. We used to date. Like, damn, bro. That would tear me apart.
Yeah, why would I want to be with people? Why would I want to hang around people who stuff my girlfriend's muffin?
Damn. Hey, man. Hey, hey, Janice, she's a good catch.
Hey, she's an hell, she's an acrobat. The way I flipped her around, you gotta sit there and laugh with it, like.
Damn, yeah, that's embarrassing,
Yeah.
dude.
So look at her. Look at her evidence. This is how I'm explaining to you guys how self-centered women like this are. From my experience, it doesn't even matter. Wait. So you're disproving the entire possibility that men like women who don't put out because of your own anecdotal experience?
Yeah.
And what? Wait, what? Once again, I've turned down guys advances for sex because I didn't know them and I didn't feel comfortable. What does this have to do with whether or not?
What's crazy is that if a man's turning you down because you don't want to put out easily, then you just did yourself a favor. You got rid of the toxic male.
Right. But here's the thing. Women like this don't want to do this. They want to have
yeah,
as many
'cause she
partners
wanna-
as possible.
Yeah, she wants to
They want to
have
experience
fun.
all the carne asada, all the birria, all the lingua.
She
all
want a
the
meat
freaking-
lover's pizza.
Right. She wants to meet lovers pizza. And she wants, once she's done, after all the grease is drained, she wants to basically settle down and she wants men to accept her as she is. That's disgusting. It's disgusting to men. Now, here's the thing. Men who engage in it and who are constantly churning women and going in the meat market, they're going to have a higher tolerance than people like me who have like less than 5 bodies. I'm going to be disgusted by this. But here's another thing. Well, let's just keep going because let's try to finish this article.
Yeah, I got to wrap things up sooner.
They had no idea about body count when I refused to sleep with them. If it didn't make them go crazy and see me as a girl for material, they lost interest and move on to a girl who was more willing to have sex with them. You're missing the point entirely. Just because you refuse somebody, that doesn't mean they're automatically going to assume, oh, she probably doesn't put out. It could be many reasons why you don't like them. Many reasons. I have a theory about the men who shame women for having a high body count. They're just jealous because they're not getting any action themselves, and the misogynist answer is always to blame the woman. Okay, well, let's see if you can substantiate this. They can't stand women who have high body count because it emasculates them. Right.
Wow.
It's not necessarily... that could be one reason. I'll grant you that it could be one reason. For example, a man who's known that you've hung around a bunch of rappers, athletes, the lifestyle that comes with it, and the intercourse and all that. A man who's just an average Joe, he might feel a little bit like he might not be able to give you the same experiences you had with those men. That's a reasonable explanation. Does that make him feel emasculated? It might just make him feel like he might not be able to measure up. Is that a reasonable opinion to have? Sure. But it could also be because men are just blatantly disgusted by women who treat their bodies like a Kleenex. Like something you just roll up and toss to the side of your bed and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
So there's many reasons why a man don't like a woman with a high body count. The problem is oftentimes women try and formulate theories that make themselves feel better about what they've done. He doesn't want me because he's not man enough. He's feel like he's going to be emasculated. He's insecure. Women always have this way of toxically making excuses for themselves and make themselves feel better. Toxic masculinity teaches men that sleeping with loads of women is the epitome of masculinity. When a woman outdoes a man, it's a huge dent to his ego. Men are not thinking like this. I'm sorry. The first point might be true, but the second point definitely is not. Wow, she's had 50 more bodies than me. She's had more experiences. I'm not a player, as much of a player as my girl. We don't even think about it like that because we don't think you guys are the same. It makes you a hoe when you do this stuff. It doesn't make you a player. Sorry, that's how it is.
Yeah,
it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up, misogynist, and stop throwing your toys out of the prom because your ego has taken a boo-boo. It's like, it's funny how you think this is actually a strong argument. It's completely laughable. It's trash. Okay, so wait a minute. You mean to tell me that a man's going to kick him, pout, and scream because his wife's got more bodies than him? No, he's not even going to make her his wife. She's actually just going to become another body to him, and he's going to throw her away like they always do.
Or
Cause-
she's probably
Go ahead.
gonna be 50 years old, 6 years old, no husband. 40 years old, no
Yeah,
husband.
by your
35
own
years old,
logic.
no
By your own
husband.
logic. Because if
By
she's
your
had
own
2.5
damn
bodies a
logic.
year, anyways, a common
By the
theory.
time she's 35, bro. And that's not even counting the young girls who get exposed at a very young age. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's keep going.
So
A common theory why some men can't stand women with high body counts is because these men feel insecure about their own sexual performance. They see women with high body counts as more experienced, which is not always the case. It's literally the case. By definition, you have more experience if you have more meat inside of you. How is that not the case, you idiot? Unless you're unconscious the whole time. Anyways,
right.
sure, it's not always the case because some women have been trafficked, but that's like less than like 5% of the women who are engaging in sexual activity on average.
Just because they want to go to the deli mart.
And they fear that she will judge them. Here's a news flash. Women with low or no body count can still think you're crap in bed. You're not addressing what you just said. The guy I lost my virginity to was definitely crap in bed, and I have no prior experience. It's interesting because you're just proving his point. Because you're insulting a man who you lost your virginity to because obviously you're bitter because you're going to talk about a man who you're supposed to have something special with, and you trash this man for the sake of the article?
Yeah.
So he was crap in bed, and I had no prior experience. Wait a minute. So you're actually proving the guy's point. The guy who has a common theory that a woman with high body counts are going to make him feel secure because he can't measure up to the sexual experience, right?
Right.
Well, you're just proving his point because you're explaining that even a woman who has no prior experience, she's going to judge a man. She's going to say he's crap.
Right.
So you're actually solidifying what you're arguing against, you idiot. Anyways, maybe instead of feeling insecure, communicate openly with your partner about how you could both increase your pleasure and enjoyment in the bedroom. Most misogynists are selfish in bed and put themselves first.
Pause. Isn't that what you could have did when you had your first experience?
Right. But no, he's crap.
Stupid.
So look, think about this. You're calling men misogynists. You're calling men, but I didn't call women hoes. I call women like this hoes who have high body counts hoes. Am I calling women as a whole hoes? Not necessarily.
Right.
But I think the way that you're explaining things in this article, you're basically painting men with if you don't agree with me, you're a misogynist type thing.
All right.
And asking and then trying to give them advice is probably not going to work. Another reason that men are put off by high body counts is because these men are not that sexual themselves, and they fear a woman with a high body count will have a higher sex drive. This is a reason that men won't admit to themselves. Because not having a high sex drive isn't seen as masculine. For those, but we don't. If I saw a man who doesn't have a high sex drive, does it make him not masculine? I guess.
That's weird. No.
I guess it could. Let's see what German's saying.
Let's
see what German's saying. How long is this article? She's trying real hard not to call herself a hoe. I know, German, right? It's almost done. It's a bunch of cope. So let's see. For those men that do have a high sex drive, are put off by women with high body counts, you do realize that a woman who has a low or no body count may not have a sex drive. Why be in a long-term relationship whose sex drive doesn't match yours? Because you love them, you idiot. But you couldn't see past that, right?
Right, because you're over there going to the butcher to go get your meat.
Yeah, because all you want is the prime cut deli slices. The interesting thing is you're only exposing that you're perverted because you can't see any reason why a woman would want to stay with a man or vice versa if their sex drives don't match, if they're bad in bed, if one person has more experience than the other. There's many reasons why these relationships could work out.
She must be single.
No,
she's got to be single.
She has to have at least 10 bodies, at least. So let's see. Why be in a
Sound
long
like
term?
an angry woman.
I'm not ashamed of my body count and will never hide it. Well, look,
All right, tell us.
my body count is 12. What'd I tell you?
Yeah.
I've been sexually active since
Damn.
since I was 18 and I'm 32. So that's 14 years. So that's not even one partner a year. I don't care if men think that's a lot. It is a lot. I don't have any STDs. We don't care if you have STDs or not. I practice safe sex with protection, and I only sleep with guys I know and feel safe around. I even went through a period of being celibate for 5 years because I wanted to wait to be in a relationship. Wait a minute. I did have sex again in a relationship, but wait. Hold on. So you became sexually active at 18. You're 32 now. 32 minus 5 is 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
27 minus 18 is 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's had 12 bodies in 9 years because she was celibate for 5. So she can't even do math herself because she's an idiot. Isn't that crazy, bro? Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Isn't that crazy? Did the math was the math? Did I do the math correct?
Damn. Yeah. Damn. Straight up told her. She's dumb. Hey, you should. Does she have like an Instagram or something?
Yeah, we need to look at her. We need to see what she's about because she probably got bikini pics. Well, maybe not, but she's definitely a feminist. Let me do the math again for you guys.
Video. You gotta tag her to this video.
German said Jesus. So let me get this straight. Let's do the math one more time. You were sexually active at 18, but you were celibate for 5 years. That means we have to take 5 years out of the time that you were out of the time from 18 to 32. So 32 minus 5 is 27. 27 minus 18 is 9 years. That means you've had 12 bodies in 9 years. Let's do the math. Let's do the math real quick. So you've had more than one body a year. Let me just do the math. 9 over 12 is 3 over 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had 1.5 bodies a year. Is that not the math? Let me see. 3 divided by 4. What's 3 divided by 4? Shoot, you had 1.25 bodies a year. I think that's the math. But to me, having sex, if a person has sex once a year with another nigga, that's crazy work to me. Crazy work.
Right.
Crazy work. Because to me personally, anything over 2 to 3 bodies is too much. 4, I could make an exception, but if I had to go out again, if I had to go out in the market again, I'd want a virgin. And I know that makes women like this get really upset, but we don't care. And you're complaining, you're name calling. It's not going to change what's going on. This article was for women. It wasn't for men, because none of your arguments made any sense. It's only emotional appeals. He was ping ponging some. She was ping ponging some dudes. Yeah, for sure.
Man.
All right, let's see. Let's hopefully she doesn't tell on herself anymore. I slept with my ex-boyfriend after 3 or 4 months only to discover that he wasn't into normal sex. He had very disturbing fantasies. Wait a minute. So wait, you think this is somehow a own on him, right? The first time we were intimate was so terrible that he made me cry. Wait. Hold on. So wait a minute. Okay.
So you went back to
This is gonna be a video. This is gonna be a video in and of itself, Aaron. I'm sorry, Aaron. I need this video. Listen to this
crazy,
dummy. Listen to this crash test dummy, bro. Listen to her. We're gonna read it one more time. I slept with my ex-boyfriend after 3 or 4 months, only to discover that he wasn't into normal sex. He had very disturbing fantasies. The first time we were intimate was so terrible that he made me cry. My ex was also a malignant narcissist. Wait a minute.
So you went back to him after knowing this?
Right. So he's such a bad person that
Stupid.
you. All right,
This is so
you're a
stupid.
trash bag as well. Okay,
For real, bro. This is stupid.
you're a trash bag as well because you're dealing with trash bag men. You're letting trash go inside of you. So in
Right.
your attempts to trash another man, you make yourself look like trash. So let's think about this. So I was so desperate to go back to this man and let him go inside of me again, even though the sex was so terrible that he made me cry.
Cry.
So wait a minute.
It must not have been that bad.
Wait a minute. I mean, maybe you like crying during this act. Maybe you
Maybe
like
getting
being
treated
degraded.
like a trash bag.
Maybe you like being a trash bag. Shoot, man. You know what? I'm gonna be right back.
I gotta. Hey. Ugh. Damn. Hey, you didn't take out your trash, nigga. This nigga needs to take out his trash. Why is it all the way to the top like that, James?
Look, man, I'm just trying to identify what I'm reading right now. That's all. So let's continue. Can you guys see it in the shot? Let me just make sure.
Yeah, I could see it.
Let me make sure y'all can see it. All right, it's right there. Let's continue.
Hey, I gotta wrap things up in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Do me a favor, Aaron, and hit the record button on your Discord or on your OBS.
Mm-hmm.
You recording?
Yep.
Okay. It shattered my illusion of waiting and being virtuous. It made me realize that sexual compatibility is so important, and a guy won't respect you anymore if you make him wait. What?
Let me read. I also stopped caring about what guys thought of me.
No,
put my
just
own
bring
need-
it back. Well, let me just read it one more time. It shattered my illusion of waiting and being virtuous. It made me realize that sexual compatibility is so important, and a guy who won't respect you anymore if you make him wait. And a guy won't respect you anymore if you make him wait. Well, those are lies right there. Of course, a guy
That's a lie.
Men who are virgins. This statement is not true. Men who are virgins who want women who are virgins are going to respect women who make them wait. You idiot. All right, go ahead, Aaron.
No, it was nothing.
I also stopped caring about what guys thought of me and put my own needs first. Right, like your needs to go back to men who sexually
your ex
make you cry
abuse
and
you.
stuff. So I'm not a whore or slut because I have needs that are natural and human. But think about it. I have a need sometime to smack somebody upside the head that cuts me off on the road. I have a need to be nasty to people, but we don't always have to exercise those needs, right? There shouldn't be justification for the way you act. So like, hey, James, why did you cheat on me? Because I have needs that are natural and human. No, that would just make me an evil person.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with indulging on the old occasion, right?
Odd occasion.
On the odd occasion. I certainly don't sleep with every guy I'm interested in either. This may be because I want to get to know him at first and am interested in him more than just sexually and want to build a connection. Or sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Okay, so sometimes you would want to have like one night stands, but you just won't want to. And the other one is because you rather want to build a connection. But you're actually disproving your point again. Because men who want relationships would value women who want to build a connection more than just sexually.
Right.
That would be disproving what you said. Right? Because a guy won't respect you anymore if you make him wait. You're just disproving that again.
Right.
Because you're making the case that you would want to make somebody wait to make sure that you're interested in them, not just sexually. Do you see this?
This girl's
Look,
is she dumb?
You know what? Watch, just Aaron, take it over. This is what I'm gonna do when you're talking. Go ahead. Just keep
Oh
going.
my god.
No, just
Okay, I got you. As I read,
yeah.
where should I start?
I think
Or
I recently don't. I certainly don't.
I certainly don't sleep with every guy I'm interested in either. This may be because I want to get to know him more first. I'm interested in him more than just sexually and want to build a connection or something. I'm just not in the mood.
A connection. All right, keep going.
I'm just not in the mood.
All right, let's last one. All
Am
right, let me
I
go.
still doing the voice?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not trying to justify anything to myself or anyone else. All I'm saying is that my sex life and my body count is business. I do not do what makes me comfortable. I have standards. Having a high body count doesn't mean you'll sleep with anyone or that you don't respect yourself. As long as you're not having sex in order to self-destruct and are not putting yourself at risk and emotion at
Damn, nigga.
and not putting yourself at risk with emotional and physical. Why should anyone give a fuck? We should allow deeply insecure misogynists to keep on spreading their poisonous
agenda, which only serves to boost their incredibly fragile egos. I think
It's
that's
hard to
interesting
read like
because
that.
even in her last statement, she just disproved it again. She's contradicting herself again. Is it or is it not my business to know what your body count is? It's my business. All right, lady, trash bag.
It's my body.
Then why did you tell us your business 4 paragraphs ago about how much bodies you have? You big dummy. You got 12 bodies and you can't even do math.
Man.
Look, bro, this woman,
Shit,
I don't know.
can't
What is
even
this?
read.
What could this, on our way out, if anybody's in the comments, help me come out with a title for this video because this lady,
Dealing with the meat manager,
let's
gonna be
see
the
if we can
title.
find her IG.
Monica Cello.
Let's see if we can find her
Well,
IG.
yeah, click on
She better not have her IG, bro. She better not have her IG. Dating red
She's
flags
fine.
and men. Maybe we should just revisit her later on.
Let me see.
We'll revisit her
Let me
later
see.
on.
Monica.
Hopefully this isn't her.
You don't even look like a Monica. You look like a Gretchen.
We'll look at some of her articles. We'll revisit Monica. She better not have her IG, bro. Cause I'll flame her. Yeah, we better not be able to find you on IG. Cause let's see.
Dang, is every woman putting her freaking profile in private now? Oh, I think I found her. It looks like her. It looks like, yeah, that looks like her.
Is this her?
It looks like her, unless we're being racist and all white women look alike. That does look like her, right?
Dang it, let me.
That looks like her with the
That's
red.
her.
Yeah,
That's
that's
her.
her.
All right, Monica. I'm not. So far, so good, Monica. So far, so good. So far, so good.
But I could see why you only had 12 bodies.
Damn. See, look. Look, that's Aaron, bro. That's Aaron, bro. Look. I ain't even saying all that. Monica. This article was trash, all right? Please don't have any more bodies, bro. Please. Monica, please. I beg you. Just no more bodies. Just if you're going to add one more, just make it your husband, please.
This is a cry out to fuck. This is what this is.
Uh-oh.
That whole article.
Uh-oh. German about to click off. German's clicking off.
James, bro, you know what this article was? It was a cry out to get some meat, bro. Because I see what the problem is now.
Monica, Monica, get rid of this. Get rid of this photo. We don't want to look. It's not because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it because it's too promiscuous. Get rid of that photo, please.
That's just you know what? That's not promiscuous, bro. That's appropriate because she ain't got nobody.
All right, I'll just say one thing. That's not promiscuous. It's gelatinous. All right, I'm gonna cut that out. We're just joking. Look, make jokes at me. I got to smile.
Cut it out.
You know, make jokes at me, Monica. We're joking around. And you're not out of shape. You know what I'm saying? She's not really that out of shape. Ugh. Look.
No, man,
this is what I'm saying. I was wrong in the sense that I thought her IG. Nah, I actually kind of. Oh, no. Let me explain. I didn't think her IG would be this. How do you say? Clean cut. Minus the.
I mean, James, man, she can't even be sexy if she wanted to. I'm just being honest.
For her husband, I couldn't decide. But I still stand by Monica. Monica, I still stand by your article being complete and utter trash. You fail to understand men. You want to constantly typecast and basically marginalize our position so that we just have to be misogynist, or we have to be insecure, or we have to be unsecure of ourselves, or we are unsure of ourselves. We have to be not sure of our own sexual performance. There's other reasons that are completely reasonable and rational and good for us not to want women with high body count.
Yeah.
You just fail to understand that. So that's the main gripe I have with you. So
yeah.
we're gonna be shredding more of your articles in the next couple of streams. So be ready for that.
Until then, stop dining out at Arby's because we know you are about the meats.
Look. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. That's what you meant. Right. All right, guys. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, you guys. Peace.
Peace. I gotta respond to German.
I guess I'm gonna do a collage.
That's still looking like that trash bag.